nothing. And actually, they could be harmful to you. But now they've implemented a mass mask campaign. Yeah, the masks aren't for a virus, they're to show compliance, yeah, to create fear and anonymity. Has anybody heard of the still face experiment? Probably none. Okay? The still face experiment. Sorry? Oh, I've got about 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So the still face experiment shows that the psychological effects of wearing a mask. So a mother will sit in front of a baby, and for 2 minutes, the mother has to keep her face absolutely neutral. And first of all, the baby will try and engage with the mother, okay? And when that fails, start to point at things in the environment to get the mother to engage. And then after less than a minute, the baby will start getting agitated and fearful, and then will start crying. And they have to stop the experiment after 2 minutes, otherwise it will cause the baby irreparable damage. So when you see people with a mask on, you're experiencing the still face experiment. Yeah? You're not babies anymore, but deep inside you, you're feeling the same effects. Yeah? They're using this psychological experiment against us. So it's absurd to trade your freedom and ability to explore your life for the illusion of safety. Yeah? 400 years ago, you would have to fight. Go out and fight with a sword and a musket. Yeah? But it seems that now that everyone pulls their pants down and bends over every time Boris Johnson or one of his dead-eyed accomplices farts out an order. We have to remember how to say no. We have to find the courage to stand up. You know, we have some dark days ahead of us, one way or the other. You know, if this control system gets its way, we're in for a totalitarian, technocratic nightmare that we can never wake up from. And even if we stand up against this, the act of resistance is going to invite beatings, chemical attacks, and even electrical torture, and even death for some of us. But we can't be afraid of death or pain or any of this, or being imprisoned or fined, because, as I said, the heroes of bygone ages would have to actually face their fears and stand up to the enemy directly, with a sword in hand, ready to fight to the death. And make no mistake about it, we're in a fight to the death. You know, they're coming for you and your family. And they're using radio frequency weapons and this virus against us. Yeah? The historians of future times are going to look back on this time, and they're going to see that the heroes of this whole thing were us. Because there's nobody else to stand up against it. It's us. When the bully beat us up at school and took our lunch money, yeah, we were taught that we got to ask the teacher to come and help us. Yeah? What we should have learned is to fight back, stand up and fight back. Right? And yes, we might have got a bloody nose, right? But that bully would have learned that he can't take our lunch money without consequences. Yeah? And we would have learned that the bully wasn't quite as strong as we thought they were. You know? But we need to show that courage to fight a foe that seems much stronger than we are. Yeah? Even if we get a beating along the way. Because fight we must. Because this is the end game. What we do or do not do in this time will determine the fate of humanity. And if we stand by and do nothing, we'll not recognise ourselves as human anymore. We'll be incapable of resisting, and we're going to slide into extinction and not even notice. We have to resist. We have to say no. We have to disobey. We can't be afraid of ridicule, fines, prison or death, because the alternative is far worse if we do nothing. Do not consent. Do not comply. Resist in any way you can. Thank you.
Hey guys! Wow, do you know, I learned so much then. I'm learning all the time to be able to bring this back to people to help them them to understand exactly what is going on. So can we give another round of applause for the amazing, allegedly Dave? Okay guys, now we have got an amazing lady which I've only met today. Her name is Naomi. She is as nervous as I was when I got on the stage first of all. So let's show some compassion because this lady here have got a beautiful poem to share with us. And yeah, over to you, Naomi.
Hello everyone. So I wasn't planning on coming up and speaking, but I do poetry like part-time and I haven't been able to perform since the start of lockdown. And I wrote a poem before lockdown about the government, and I think it's relevant more than now than ever. So yeah, here goes. Why are men making all the decisions, like the time my child must be in school, or how many hours we should sleep, how she should wear her hair, or how many sugars he should take in his tea? Men are deciding and advising, deliberating, chatting shit. They're disguised wearing suits, creating hoops for us to jump through, and we are lapping it up like pigs in muck. They're guidelining calorie intake and 10,000 steps a day, all in the name of keeping diabetes away. Why don't they pass on some fertile lands so we can grow our crops and learn again to work with hands? But no, instead, they approve poison in your supermarket foods. They distribute toxic drugs to improve your moods. Oh, but they've done the studies, they've shown their case. They've got a high degree. Men are making decisions, but not for you nor me. It's for the green that lines their pockets, that devil's dandruff that flies up their nose and makes their eyes pop out their sockets. And don't forget, it's for the recognition that he gets from his wife, from his peers, and those assholes he's been licking years. He's learned to step up the ladder, now one less layer of shit. All because he found some knowledge and thinks he can tell us how we should live with it. Listen, I'm not a sexist, feminist, man-hating bitch, but why the fuck are they making all the decisions? Whoever you are, take your question here. Be brazen in your quest as you are the foreseer. Listen for a voice, but it won't speak with sound. Just trust in your guidance, and it's you where your answers are found. Thank you.
Big up, big up.